Hey, I uh, I just looked at the clock and I was surprised. It's 4:08 a.m. And since yesterday was a Jaguar day, that means today is Eagle, 7 Eagle. That's really nice too. The eagle has the vision from high above to see the little mouse, the little creature so far below, and the freedom too to fly. Such a thought. Okay. I don't know why I'm here. Who cares? Who cares? I hope some of you are doing some journaling as well, or at least jotting down little notes, because they matter. We don't know anything. All that we've been taught, the ways that we've been taught, it's been mechanical. And it's been to make us mechanical too. And you find that in many streams of science and in skeptics who are so closed, there's no sense even talking with them. And it doesn't matter. It's so nice to be able to back off and relax and realize it's not on you to convert the world, to help make them see. So many of us, we get so excited with what we've seen and with how it feels. It just clicks. It just really resonates so deeply. And we want to share, we want everyone to be able to see it that way. But that's a little young of us, a little naive. And I don't know where the saying comes from, don't move until an elephant steps on your foot. But there's so much wisdom that's been laid down for us. And it's funny, you can read it, study it, take it all in, but it won't do any good for you until it's time for it to. It's like the Zen koans. They don't make sense until they do. And a lot of times you can't point to what it is that changed, but the change was in you that made it work. Let's not limit ourselves by relying on our own vision of what the future holds. As long as we're not attached, we can believe anything. We can open ourselves up to absolutely anything and go with it. I don't think what we do, think, or believe matters that much. Being non-attached is awesome. And it doesn't mean you live shallower. It doesn't mean you're not really living. That's false. That's an argument of mind that wants to still have its hooks into you so that it can be running the show. And mind will learn if you persist in keeping the upper hand, in separating out, and not just knowing mentally, not just having the superficial awareness that you're not the mind, you're not the body. We have to implement it, make it practical in our own life. And that's where having your vision turned inward is so useful. And being quiet. You don't have to worry about knowing when to speak. It's not you that's speaking. The you that we think we are, that we occupy so much with the conscious mind, isn't the fullness. And we'll find we're being spoken. The speaking is an activity that does itself. We're being danced more and more. And if you find yourself being danced, know that you're in heart. I don't see it happening from mind, because mind can't know these things. These knowings come from above and beyond, where we also are. All this forgetting we've done. Let's try not to fight so much against what is. Fighting won't win the day for us. Never did. It can accomplish certain things, but they turn out to be superficial, don't they? And temporary. Even our 3D life is temporary. I listened to another Mellon Thomas Benedict lecture today, the guy who goes back into the light that he met in his NDE every day. And he said, in your greater life, you can look at the birthing and the dying of each body as one day in your overall life. So each time you drop a body, it's like nighttime and you're going to sleep. And I thought that was intriguing. You know, it's a new way to visualize time. We're expanding, and anything like that is a delightful tool for contemplation, for meditation, for dropping the limits and expanding. Even if we don't take something up as an overall belief, that doesn't matter. We can have some fun with it and use it kind of like a pry bar or a can opener to help break out of the box. Any and every box we've been placed into, it's time to break out of. And I'm not saying it's a free-for-all and to go crazy, because to be the most effective requires balance, capital B, the divine attribute. And that means we need to stay anchored to the earth. The earth is our greater identity. We are that. And as a planet, we're an element in the body of the sun. Everything in the sun's heliosphere is a part of the sun. Did you know that the sun is 1,000,000 times larger than the earth? That's something to contemplate, isn't it? 1,000,000 times. Plus, it's a great idea to get rid of the idea that we have the plane of the ecliptic. Supposedly, we have the sun in the middle and all the planets going round and round on a flat plane, more or less like a frisbee. Ain't so. It's more like a cone, a vortex, with the sun leading the way at the very tip of the funnel, and all of the planets spinning out around behind in wider and wider orbits. Of course, Pluto at this point in time being the widest one. All the pictures in our head are basically wrong. And, you know, like in this instance, they're generally not 100% wrong, maybe 40% or 50, 95, 10, whatever. It's all wrong is the thing. And so being non-attached is ideal. That way, as we find out how one idea or another, one concept or belief isn't accurate, it's not a big shakeup for us because we weren't attached to it to begin with. And so we find it easier to keep our balance in the sea of the changes that are going down. I'm sleeping a lot. Once upon a time, I would have said way too much, but I don't want to cage myself up that way anymore. If I'm sleeping like that, then the body needs to do it. I'm sure there's a lot going on in that sleep. And so we're not just these bodies. When we lay the body down, we're not really at rest. It gives the body a rest, sure, but we're very much alive on other dimensions. And that's just attached to this lifetime. I mean, stop and think. At a minimum, I'm going to say you've got 10,001 lifetimes going on, and they're all in the now. I mean, that's pretty exciting, and it's pretty intense, too. You don't know. I mean, Jessica Schaub, her channel is Jessica Mystic One, says that she doesn't need to sleep anymore. What she does is she lays down and she rests, and she has discovered that she's a guide for many people on the inner. And so she lays down in order to leave the body and do that work. And I guess she's doing a lot of it consciously. Well, we're going to be surprised, friends, at who and what we are, what's being accomplished through us, who we're working with, and the various parts that we're playing here. So the more stepping back we do, the better. Is it finished? I think so. Good day.